Hey yo, Venture back for another hip hop vinyl unboxing, and let's get into it, cause got some good shit on deck today. So starting off with a shipment that I got from Winkel, and this one is going to be the first run of the Everybody is Food collection, because they did the first run and then did an unannounced second run. Well, I mean, that's the thing. They've been pretty good recently about going through and like getting things off without too much in the way of fanfare to so as to not really, kind of tip off the bots and the scalpers. So rather than going through and getting like big posts with a lot of fanfare, it's been like low key in the stories a couple of times and like basically like a week before it drops kind of thing. So this was the first run of the Everybody is Food collection. So Everybody's Foods parts 1, 2, and 3, which were on vinyl released through the Winkle. This was the first pressing of the collection, which was 500 pieces on black vinyl. So this one was number 68 of 500. There is also, I believe this past weekend, they had the 1,000 piece run on a kind of like a smoke vinyl. So it would have been like clear with black mixed in it. And yeah, I want to kind of crack this open just to see the whole presentation of the package, because I mean, it's looking fresh right off the bat. Hype sticker, authentication, numbering sticker on the back. But I believe there's an insert to go along with this as well. So I kind of want to go through and take a look at that. See if I can get this cracked open in a reasonable manner. Fashion. Don't go through and fuck everything up. Alright. Gonna have to go through and do something about those hype stickers. Anyway, nice tri-gate fold, because it is the triple LP set. And yeah, there we have the insert as well, with production credits and everything for each of the individual albums. Nice. So yeah, the OG Everybody is Food. Everybody is Food 2, Eat What You Can Kill, and Everybody is Food 3. And that is sick. I'm stoked that I actually managed to go through and get a copy of the initial run. Even with there being a second run, still happy to go through and get this on wax, because I missed out on all of the individual 1, 2s, and 3s. But continuing on, because it's basically inadvertently turned into a Griselda themed unboxing. Moving on from Conway on the Winkle, we go over to Boldy James. And this one was kind of a funny release. At least for me it was, because the initial announcement for when there was going to be a drop for this album and how it ended up transpiring with the initial drop being kind of a cluster. And then following up with a proper release through Tuff Records. So the initial release for like whatever it was, I think it was like 50 or 75 Obi releases of this. It was like a stupid limited run, and then it didn't go off at the time that it was supposed to, and then it ended up getting botted like crazy. Regardless of that, it got a proper release on Tuff Records with like the Obi regular black vinyl, a bunch of different colorways, and the picture disc, which is what I ended up getting. So again, Boldy James is on a real fucking streak, man. He's going through and putting out great album after great album. So this one being what, 306 out of 700. I don't remember how many of the picture disc were actually put out. But yeah, again, happy to get my copy of this one. And this one, I believe, or this was a late 2020 release with the vinyl actually coming out in 2021. So, you know, there's always going to be a lag on those things unless they actually go through and time them kind of same day release. But those are fewer and further in between these days. Everything just ends up coming out and then you get a vinyl drop way after the fact. With, I mean, at least in that respect, you're going through and getting to listen to the album before you end up pulling the trigger on it as to whether you want to cop it. So, I mean, that's a good way to go through and look at it. I think favorite track on this album probably was Light Bill with Mayhem Lauren. And yeah, that's stoked to go through and have my copy of that. And finally, moving on to the last piece that we have today. This one is coming from across the pond through Daupe Records. There it is. Daupe Media usually goes through and like West Side Gun stuff usually comes out through Daupe. And then a lot of the people that he goes through and puts on through Griselda end up having their stuff come out through that as well. So the debut for Armani Caesar, the Liz, as it were, on Daupe Records. And that usually ends up kind of being the case for these things. Things that are West Side Gun and West Side Gun tangents usually end up coming out on Daupe. If it's Conway, it's usually through the rap Winkel. And Benny's stuff is kind of all over the place depending on who he's working with at the time. I mean, with everything from stuff coming out through Get On Down to Empire, which in fairness, the release through Empire was actually like no sweat picking up this last one for the Burden of Proof. I ended up missing out on plugs too, but that one seems to be fairly readily available through resellers for like not stupid prices. So that's at least one good thing that's come out of some of these, despite there seemingly being no ending to this current vinyl boom, or bubble as some people are calling it. Because I guess it does kind of ride in waves for the popularity of it. But, whatever. So, yeah, along with the release for this actual record, they did end up having some Daupe merch. And I decided to go through and pull the trigger on this because, well, two reasons for me. One, I like scarves. Two, this is likely the closest I'm ever going to get to an actual Daupe Obi. So, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take it. So, here we are. Copy of The Liz from Daupe Media, Daupe Records. And, the debut of Armani Caesar on Griselda Records. Not her first record by any means, but her first through Griselda. And, yeah. It's, I was actually quite impressed with this one. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't necessarily expecting this, but it came out solid. And, I mean, yeah, simply done. Great production on that one, so fucking awesome. Ooh. All right, and yeah, we may as well bust this one out. This one's 44 of 100. And I honestly just want to see what the whole design is on this. nice and lush. Actually, that's a pretty nice fucking scarf, to be honest. I was expecting kind of just, you know, generic whatever scarf, not something that had too much afterthought put into it, but this is a really nice material. It's like the way that they did it and then kind of folded over, so it's actually has quite a bit of layer of material to it. And yeah, this is like the closest I'm ever going to get to actually having a dope Obi, so it's a scarf. It's not on a proper record, but whatever. This is fucking fly as hell, so when the weather becomes appropriate for it again, this is what I'm going to be rocking. So, yeah. This has been another vinyl unboxing. Hip hop with a decided Griselda lean this time. But, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed. I will be back for more whenever I go through and end up getting more stuff through the mail. Until then, hope you all take care and stay safe. I've been Venture. Peace.